Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, sneaking a sip of coffee for energy. Today we're talking about, as part of day 141 of the Get Your Goals annual challenge, exercise and getting our physical goals, achieving our physical goals, and what role exercise plays in that. Well, we talked about movement yesterday, and as soon as I got done doing my videos in the morning, even before I processed them, I went for a walk. It's beautiful outdoors. It was a beautiful sunny morning. It was kind of warm. I just grabbed my coffee cup, went out the door, and just walked to a neighboring park or neighborhood park. I guess it's just a block or so away. And I just took pictures of beautiful flowers, the lilies of the valley, the violets. Violets are a great plant here in the spring and they're one of the first flowers that pop up and bloom here in Wisconsin. So it was really fun to go and see all those. And then I found some other beautiful things that I got to take pictures of, because I love taking pictures of things in nature, because I can always go back to my phone and remind myself of some of the beautiful places I've been and the beautiful places I've seen. So today we're talking about exercise, getting exercise, and going for a walk is getting exercise. But we want to talk about just briefly, and we probably already know these things, right? It's not like any of this is new to us. It's usually things that we've heard before, but maybe like me, you need to hear things maybe 10, 20, 30, 100 times before they sink in and we actually choose to follow them and adopt them. You know, we all know there's benefits of exercise. There's not only physical benefits of exercising, but there's also mental benefits of exercising. Magnifying glass fell apart, of course. So what are some of them? You know, cardiovascular health, important for me personally, muscle strength and flexibility, which is something I'm always working on, overall body function. Our organs function better when we move and exercise. Mentally, it reduces stress, reduces chance of depression, gives us better sleep, increases our mood, and the better mood we're in, the better we experience things and the better we feel, both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, etc., which is the things we want to pick up to do, the things we want to do, at least I personally want to do, are things that don't just affect one area and aspect of my life. They might have the ability to affect all 9 areas and aspects of my life. Those are the best, most leveraged, powerful habits we can pick up or actions we can choose to do, because they do have such an overarching, exponential positive effect on us. So what types of exercise are there? We all know what types of exercises there are too, right? Flexibility exercises, aerobic exercises, you know, when we do things to get our heart pumping and we do cardiovascular things. There's strength training, there's flexibility, there's balance. Balance is one I really need work on. And so I think I might have to add some balance improving exercises to my personal repertoire. I think I could do some more yoga, because yoga helps and has poses that would help me to balance. I think I blame my vision, since I have very challenged vision. It impacts my ability to balance, and that means I get a little klutzy sometimes. Barriers to exercise. What are the excuses? Because to me, barriers are excuses that we use. Lack of time. I can tell you, for about 2 or 3 decades, I used lack of time, and my life was super duper busy. So lack of time was a real excuse for me in terms of not being able to take time for myself and personally exercise. Now, little did I know that I could have incorporated exercise into my busy life the way and the things I was always doing. But it was a good excuse, and I let myself off the hook by saying, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have time. Lack of time, lack of motivation, physical limitations and challenges. I also, throughout the course of my life, have had physical challenges and physical ailments that have kept me, again, making excuses for not exercising. Because guess what? I can exercise the parts of me that don't hurt and let the parts of me that do hurt rest. For example, I have challenges with my knee on occasion, but I found that if I just go do something, and if I get moving long enough, I'll go over this little hump of where the pain is getting worse, and then it will subside. It will actually feel better after I've exercised than when I make the excuses not to exercise. So how do we get over these they're excuses? I'd like to say that they're reasons, but they're actually excuses. How do I personally get over them? Number one, time management. I schedule exercise into my schedule throughout the week, just like I schedule every other important thing in my life. I also I learned a long time ago that the best accountability partner is me and my conscience. And we can fib and lie and make excuses to other people, and they'll believe us. They will believe us because all of us in the world, all humans, make excuses and rationalize and reason why we can or cannot do something. And I found that I've had accountability partners for different things in the past. Exercise usually isn't one of those. I like to exercise on my own. I'm one of those people that I combine that with thinking, planning, and quiet time. So to me, it's double productive. And so I don't necessarily like to exercise with other people, but everybody's different. But if you need an accountability partner, I started out by having an accountability partner. And then over time, I realized that, I could make excuses to my accountability partner and they would believe them. And then I'm like, okay, that's not helping me. So I decided that my word is my bond. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm absolutely positively going to do it. I also learned that means I have to say no to a lot of things and I have to pick and choose what I'm going to commit to because I'm going to hold myself accountable to what I commit to. Daily exercise is one of those things. And it's a choice I've made. You have to decide, hey, every so often I'm going to do this or whatever for your exercise and for what's optimally best and right for you. And then the other thing I've had to do, and a lot of us have to do, is find modifications and find workarounds for the limitations that we have. I am legally blind, so I don't do some of the things I used to love to do with respect to physical exercise. I used to play tennis. I was a pretty dang good tennis player, but guess what? When you can't see, tennis is not an option anymore. And it probably took me 5 or 10 years to come to the conclusion that I wasn't going to be able to play tennis anymore. And I had to substitute things based on my own physical limitations that worked for me. Tennis is a great sport because it gets you running around and doing stuff. And so it was definitely something that I missed for the longest time. So what's our action item today? Our action item today is to think about a couple of things. Number one, am I making excuses to not do what I know is right for me? And if I am, what am I going to do about it? Am I going to schedule exercise into my week? It doesn't have to be a lot. Schedule, 10 minutes here, a half an hour there, 15 minutes here, but schedule a walk around the block, schedule a run, join a health club, whatever works for you in order to incorporate and add exercise into our lives so that we can have the benefits of exercise, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. All right. Any questions? Hit me up. If you want to know any more about my crazy physical exercise life, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Have an absolutely fabulous day.